Heart of Olympians selling medals in their bodies and living in their cars to make ends meet. The journey from the Olympic podium to financial disaster is a lengthy one, but it's not unusual. Some of the Golden Girls and guys that nabbed medals, headlines, and hearts years ago are now starved for cash, selling their medals and even their bodies for money. People spend the better part of a decade trying to make an Olympic game or two. Tom Jakovic, CEO of the USA Track and Field Foundation, told the Post. And when they finally decide to hang up, they are behind their friends who entered the workforce a decade ago. It's never easy. Ryan Lochte competed in 4 Summer Games, 2004, 2008, 2012, and 2016, and became one of the most decorated swimmers in Olympic history, capturing 6 gold medals, 3 silver, and 3 bronze. However, the 41-year-old sold 3 of his gold pieces at auction last month for a total of $385,520. He defended the move to followers on Instagram. "I never swam for the gold medals," he remarked on Instagram. "They were just a cherry on top of an incredible journey." For Lochte, the sale appears to be simply the most recent difficult phase. He told CNBC in 2019 that he was living paycheck to payday after going from earning well over $1 million annually to just $75,000 from a single sponsor. He sold his bronze and silver medals for $122,000 in 2022. It was discovered that he and his wife, Kayla Reed, owed around $270,000 during their divorce last year. Greg Louganis, an Olympic diver, understands. In 2025, he announced that he had sold 3 of his 5 medals, 2 golds and 1 silver, for $437,000. He also said he'd sold his residence because he needed the money and was heading to Panama. Louganis, widely regarded as the greatest diver of all time, remarked, "If I had proper management, I might not have been in that position." After earning the bronze in figure skating in 1988, Debbie Thomas, now 58, had high hopes after competing against Katharina Witt of East Germany in the dramatic Battle of the Carmens. After completing her undergraduate studies at Stanford, she attended Northwestern Medical School, married a lawyer, and went on to become an orthopedic surgeon. But her life broke apart among emotional and internal problems. After 2 divorces, she was living in a bug-infested trailer. By 2015, she lost her medal due to insolvency and let her medical license to expire. Thomas, the first African-American to earn a medal in the Winter Olympics, told the Post in 2018, "They can take away the medal, but they can't take away the fact that I won it. It's not always very profitable to sell a medal." In order to cover his medical costs, hockey player Mark Wells, who was a member of the renowned 1980 Miracle on Ice squad, sold his medal for a mere $40,000 in 2010. Later that year, the private buyer auctioned off for $310,000. Basketball player Vin Baker received slightly more than $67,000 for his medal in 2014. Former Olympians may nevertheless experience severe hardship even if they are not required to sell their priceless medals. In 2024, American sweetheart Mary Lou Retton, who won gold in gymnastics in 1984, when she was just 16, developed an uncommon kind of pneumonia but lacked insurance to pay the hospital fees. To support the former Queen of Bars, her daughters organized a fundraising effort that raised almost $459,000. When Retton, 58, whose happy face used to appear on Wheaties boxes, was arrested for driving while intoxicated last year, things reached their lowest point. She later accepted full responsibility for the incident, notwithstanding her confused criticism of the officers. As reported in the Post, world-class rower Daniel Walsh, 46, earned a bronze medal in 2008 and slept on people's sofas for a stretch of time after the Olympics. "It might have been worse, though," he told the Post. "One of my teammates, who was on the boat that won a gold medal, had to sleep underneath a pool table because he couldn't afford rent." After leaving the U.S. team, Walsh claimed he had credit card debt in the tens of thousands of dollars and had no idea how to handle money and live in the real world. There was no fiscal literacy, added a rower, who now presents the podcast Fast Friends. "I received funding in the form of a 1099. I didn't write anything off and was unaware that I owed taxes on it. There's an ego imbalance where everyone wants to support you on the way up and be attached to that success, he continued. However, the first thing you hear when you go looking for a job is, well, you don't have any experience. Another difficulty is that tremendous success in the Olympics doesn't always translate to major endorsement deals. Rulon Gardner was a heroic wrestler. He won gold in 2000 after defeating an unbeaten Russian beast known as Alexander the Russian Bear Karelin, known as a miracle on the mat. It was a significant moment in wrestling, but did not result in a large payout. He got a few endorsement deals that paid around $5,000 each, which didn't do much for the $70,000 in credit card debt he had, some due to having to pay for food and travel while competing. Fortunately, Gardner was able to secure speaking engagements to cover his outstanding debt. He was also cheated by a woman whom he claims took advantage of him and his money. He was forced to file for bankruptcy in 2012. I had a huge loan, and they were coming after me to pay it off, Gardner told the Post. Now 54, he's selling insurance and has mostly turned things around for himself. Others continue to face difficulties. Olympic gold medalist Oksana Baul, 48, had to sell her $1.2 million Louisiana mansion, as reported in the Post last year. The elite figure skater reportedly said that she can't make a living. In a tumultuous divorce fight, she also lost custody of her daughter, according to the Post. At the 2000, 2004, and 2008 Olympics, 42-year-old Cleet Keller won 5 gold medals in swimming competitions. However, he went into a deep depression years later following a divorce. He told USA Swimming, "Homelessness and financial instability ensued. I was paying child support for my kids and couldn't afford a place, so I lived in my car for almost a year," Keller told the outlet. At the time, I was 6'6" and had a Ford Fusion, so it was difficult to find a place to sleep. However, I managed to make it work. He went on to be part in the January 6th Capitol riot, plead guilty, and get pardoned by Trump. Following the pardon, he declared, "I know my actions really angered and caused hurt to millions of Americans. The road to bankruptcy can occasionally be a slow burn." In 1976, Dorothy Hamill, 69, won gold for figure skating and fame for wedge hairdo. Years later, she purchased the Ice Capita and followed what she described to CNBC as her husband's poor investing advice. 1 year after her husband's divorce, in 1996, she declared bankruptcy. She recently hosted a figure skating exhibition close to her present hometown of Indian Wells, California, and has since remarried. Olympians and aspirants of today have their own obstacles. In the lead-up to the 2024 Olympics in Paris, Veronica Fraley, a 25-year-old discus thrower who set a personal best, struggled to pay her rent. In the end, the unexpected duo of Reddit co-founder Alexis Ohanian and Flavor Flav paid the bill. Some rely on side jobs. Jessica Ramsey, a 34-year-old shot putter, is an assistant manager at a Memphis bakery who intends to compete in the 2028 games. It's very difficult for a shot putter, Ramsey, who won a bronze at the 2019 Pan American Games, but fouled in the 2021 Olympics, told the Post. Perhaps it's not as thrilling to the audience. We might not be entertaining. However, she points out that elite athletes face the same challenges. If it doesn't happen for you, what do you fall back on? Asked the mother of a 2-year-old girl who aspires to compete in Los Angeles in 2028. Some people fall into depression because they don't know who they are outside of the sport. German bobsled Elisa Buckwitz has moved to OnlyFans to support her aspirations, and she's hardly the only Olympian to do so. The 2018 gold medalist Buckwitz, who is headed to Milano Cortina, recently told a German publication that appearing on the Central website is the best thing that could have happened to me. The athlete charges $59.98 for a 3-month subscription and $194.92 for a 12-month one. She remarked, "It's a little depressing that I can't just concentrate on my competitive sport. Yes, I am an Olympic champion, but nobody's interested in Lisa Buckwitz only because of the gold medal."